Now, let's do a little recap. With it being about 2 weeks since the game first came out, I think everyone who plays this game can agree that multiversus is just kind of meh. Because for some reason, even though this is supposed to be the new version of multiverses, this is supposed to be the non-open beta version, it still feels more like a beta than the beta. Like, I think everyone can agree that the gameplay is a little bit more smoother in this time around, but there's so much of the stuff that has changed that it feels more like a beta and less than the new game that they were promising, because there's so much elements that not only are removed from the original game, but it just doesn't look as good. Like for example, the servers are worse than ever. I swear to God, the 2v2 servers in Multiversus have to be the worst servers I've ever seen in a game, because 80% of the time you are going to disconnect, and there are a lot of times where the game just feels unplayable because you just can't stay connected in a game. While the 1v1 servers aren't bad, they're actually pretty good. The 2v2 servers are what make the game so bad and give such a bad reputation for such terrible servers. But not only that, but I think everyone can say right now, with the state of multiverses, that if they continue it like this, then it is going to bury its own grave. Warner Brothers is going to bury its own game if they continue like this. But there's a lot more to multiverses than we think that's burying the game. It's not just about the servers or about like a lot of other things. For example, let's go over probably the most common one, fighter currency. I think everyone can agree that fighter currency in this game is just the worst, because it's so hard to obtain it. For example, I've been playing Multiversus for 2 days now, 48 hours I have on this game, and yet I've only unlocked 2 characters in that time span, excluding the free characters such as Wonder Woman, Shaggy, Jason, and Banana Guard. And those 2 characters were only Harley Quinn and Stripe. And there's also another problem I want to talk about, because every character in this game is either 3,000 fighter currency or 1,000 Gleamium. And Wonder Woman, Shaggy, Banana Guard, and Jason are obviously free. And there are times where there are some characters who are on a time limit, and then it switches through. However, there's one character who, for some reason, is different from all of them, and it's the Joker. Now, if you guys don't know, the Joker is one of the brand new characters of this game, but for some reason, unlike every other fighter in Multiverses, the Joker is the only one who is more expensive. In fact, the Joker in this game is 6,000 fighter currency or 1,250 Gleamium, meaning you either have to spend $14 or grind the battle pass to get the free Gleamium, or you grind your actual ass off just to get 6,000 fighter currency. But it's you're either forced to just pay for them or bite the bullet and just grind your ass off to unlock them, because he is almost impossible to unlock without purchasing Gleamium. That's also another thing I want to talk about, Gleamium. I am so tired of this trend nowadays where every single online game, every single free-to-play game has some sort of cosmetics that have currency. Now, this all came from Fortnite. I think everyone can agree that Fortnite is the reason why every game has a battle pass and every game has cosmetics that you have to purchase with real money, and you have to purchase their currency to buy those cosmetics. And also, there's another thing I'm talking about in this game is the battle pass. I think everyone knows that the battle pass in Multiverses, it is free, but it is mind-numbingly stupid to get. For example, I've been playing this game for 2 days, right? 2 days, 48 hours, and I'd say about at least 50-something hours on this game. And I am not even halfway to the battle pass. Just think about that. I am not even halfway close to the battle pass, because it is so mind-bogglingly stupid to unlock. For example, just to clarify how stupid it is to fully max out this battle pass. For example, probably the worst thing about it is even if you win a match, it's only 10 battle pass XP. In a battle pass where it costs 1,000 XP, I believe it's 1,000 XP to unlock a single tier. So you're basically forced to do challenges, because if you don't do challenges, then it is literally going to take forever to fully max out the battle pass if you don't do challenges. And that's just so repetitive. It gets so repetitive to have to do that over and over and over again. And it's just not something that anyone would want to sit them through and do. And there's also another thing about this game that I have to say that really just feels bad. And that's just the gameplay sometimes. Sometimes the gameplay in this game have some of the worst hitboxes in the game. Like, there are some times where air dodging just straight up doesn't work. I think the parry system sometimes is also broken, because there are some times where it just doesn't work. And this is also another thing where some players can just straight up get out of a jab combo. Like, if you got them in a jab, they can just escape it for some reason. Like, that's also another thing I think is really stupid and bad about multiverses, is players being able to get out of a jab. I think that is terrible. I think it is awful. There's also another thing where it seems like every week there is some character who has some insane bug to them. For example, probably the most noticeable one is Iron Giant, where he had this bug where if he did his grab move and then taunted, then you could legitimately grab the opponent forever and basically be invincible. And this caused Iron Giant to be removed from the game. In fact, so that is also crazy. There's also another crazy glitch where if you were both Bugs Bunny and 2v2s and you launched the vaults, that sometimes the player would just get stuck in the vault hit animation and they would get like 6,000 damage done on them. So there is a lot to this game that is just broken and buggy. But for now, I appreciate it. I actually do think it is a lot more fun than what it once was, because I still like the gameplay a lot. I really like the characters, but it's just with bad servers, and just some of the worst hitboxes, it's starting to really make me not like the game anymore. And also just having to stick with just playing the same characters over and over because it takes so long to unlock characters. I also just think it's very repetitive. But you know, at the end of the day, the reason why you have to grind to unlock fighters, the reason why there's cosmetics, is because the game is free. If the game wasn't free and it was like Smash where you had to pay $50 or $60 for it, then you would be able to unlock all of these fighters easily. You would get a lot of cosmetics that you could just use the in-game currency for. But in this game, because it's not free, that's the reason why these characters are so hard to unlock. It's because they give you the game, but fighter currency is so hard to obtain. The only way you can obtain fighter currency is either through events or missions. And even through missions and events, you can also get it through the battle pass too, but even through missions and events, you only get like 100 to 200 fighter currency. And now I think that's going to be the end of the video. So currently, right now, the state of multiverses is, it's just very mediocre. I think the gameplay is great. I love the characters, but with the horrible servers, just a lot of times characters just being broken, I just don't see this game surviving with the state it's in. But you never know. Let's just hope that Warner Brothers will finally fix the game, fix a lot of the problems it has, and it could be a glorious fighting game. And yeah, that's about it for this. I'm out here.